Alright, and hey there, Prox Gaming Crew, and this is Proxify here, and welcome back to another episode of the Pokemon Ranger Guardian Signs Let's Play. And if you guys missed out during the last one, we went and crash landed on over here to a place known as the Doyce Islands. And from there we had to go and do a little bit of a chase sequence with Mantike to get our capture styler back, which we did in the process, but unfortunately our stylus is a little bit, I think, with some water damage at this point in time, and I think it's still working in perfect good order as well, so far it hasn't really been all that too much of a problem. But we did go and meet up with Booker here during our time of the last video, and now we actually got some Pokemon that are kind of roaming around out here. But I do have a checklist of all the different things that we kind of have to go and do out here for today, and now I know that I'm not going to go through like every single one, but there is one thing that I can go and talk to you guys about, and that is that if you guys do see all these Pokemon that are out here, there is a certain thing known as the, I want to say like the Pokedex or something like that that's here. I don't really know what you would actually call it. I guess it's known as like the glossary or something. But you can see that there's like a whole list of like different Pokemon that you can kind of go and just like add on to, and from there you can actually see what type of Pokemon that you actually have like within your Pokedex and all that other stuff. And what is going to happen is that when you go and encounter out with the very first Pokemon that you actually do go and capture, which you should probably go and do that, at the very end of the game you'll actually get yourself a special encounter with a Lugia that will actually happen later on, and that will be like the last type of boss that you'll be able to go and do some boss battling with, which that'll be pretty interesting. But you know what? I think since we're gonna go and hopefully try to at least grab out on this Lugia encounter, I think we should be able to at least go and see if I can be able to go and pick up with some new Pokemon and kind of add them into our little glossary out here. And let's go and do it. So first Pokemon already been captured, and that was already pretty much perfect as it should be. And also too, I think you should probably go and start grabbing out some new mods anyways, because the better it is that your styler will get like EXP upgraded, more things will start happening within there, so that'll be pretty nice. And we got ourselves with our very first Pokemon. So now a friend has gone and joined onto your team. You can go and display your friend Pokemon by touching with the character. Alright. And I think just by that, we should just be able to just go and see our Pokemon already here. Yeah, so we already have Wingull. And basically, what for Wingull does have is some sort of cutting ability. So I guess we can go and probably do something for like cutting some sort of like, maybe like a tree or something that's going to be around out here, if I can actually be able to go and find. Now, I think you can also go and find Bulbasaurs out here as well too. So if you ever do want to go and try to add that to your glossary. Now, there's going to be some Pokemon that are going to be out here that are going to be very challenging to go and find. I remember, I think there's actually one Pokemon that is somewhere around out here later on. That is going to be, I think, containing out on a Murkrow. And you kind of have to use Stunky or something to kind of go and headbutt a tree. So we'll have to kind of be on the lookout for that later on. Now, not only that, though, but if I also go and check around with my listing out here, I don't think I really went and taught you guys about all that too much about the legendaries and what they actually go out and do. So while I'm going around and hunting around for some other, extra other Pokemon that I want to kind of go and, basically add on to the team here, I'll go and talk to you guys about with the legendary Pokemon. So I already got myself a Krabby, so I don't really need him at the moment. So I guess we could go and just start heading straight back up to where we last were. And I'm pretty certain, I think from there, we should at least be finding a Bulbasaur somewhere around out here at some point. But basically, there is several different other legendaries that you can go and run into. Not just only with the legendary beast, but you could also find the legendary birds. And you could also do a Wi-Fi mission back in the day where you can actually be able to get yourself with a Heatran. Unfortunately, that is not able to go and be able to occur anymore. I believe it ended like somewhere like in 2010 or something like that. But I remember doing that back in the day with one of my friends. And I remember I was able to get myself with that special Heatran and actually be able to go and add it into my Pokemon Platinum game. And that was how I was able to actually have two different Heatrans instead of having just one. So if you ever wanted to go and find another way to get Heatran, this would be the game for it. But unfortunately, that Wi-Fi mission is not around anymore. So the only one way to get actual Heatran is by going to Stark Mountain. But we got ourselves with the Mareep though, and just like that, we already got it. Now, did I ever say that we need to go and push around with some sort of boat later within Renbow Road? I don't know if I already went and said, but that's technically what our next main objective is supposed to be, to reach on over to that big, huge area. Now, when we go and start heading on over to Renbow Island, there is going to be a special multiplayer stone, which I want to talk to you guys about with Celebi. And yes, if you have multiplayer with you, and you can do local multiplayer, which I've done this with so many with my friends during the time when this game came out, you can actually be able to go to do different certain little special missions, and you can be able to go find more other Pokemon to go and add to your Pokedex. Now, most of those Pokemon are going to be somewhat pretty challenging, but I may probably do that on my own time. But let's do it. Keep on a lookout out here. So we are still with Mareeps though, so now, just want to let you know that when you go and meet up with one Pokemon and you at least do capture out with that one certain Pokemon, you don't have to worry about grabbing it again to go and try to add it to the glossary because it's already there. So you don't have to worry about that Pokemon again. So I'm going to see, can I go and head through this way? I want to say that there could be a Bulbasaur up here, and there is a Bulbasaur. Alright, nice. So I'm just going to try to check around out here on my map to make sure that I didn't go and miss out on anything just yet. Oop. Yeah, I want to be careful out here though, but there we go. Now, that could also be another missing Pokemon as well, from what I have been gathered. So, you don't want to forget about it. But there we go. So, now it's been registered to the browser register. So, that is something that we can go and check out around out here. So, let's check it on the browser. So, that's basically, like, what we have. So, yeah, so this is basically our Pokedex. So, you can see that these are all the different Pokemon that we have ran to out here so far. So, that's about it. Alright, there we go. So what's better for me? Oh, wait, hold on, there's a Sentret. I think that's even a little bit better for me, but no, not that type of Pokemon though. But I think what I'm gonna probably go with is probably just stick with using just with the circle pad. Kind of makes things a little bit easy for me to just kind of just move around with. Because D-pad, I think it's okay as well. I think I kind of brought that up during the last episode. Oh yeah, and the different legendaries and what they do, I think I already wanted to let you guys know about that. Basically, you have certain different special symbols, like for whatever the slates that you go and walk on into towards with, and you can actually use those Pokemon to go and help you traverse through different areas around through different the other different places to go and check around with. But really cool stuff though, and that's why I really do like Guardian Signs a lot, because like there's just so much extra things to go and do, and there is a big post game that happens later on. And let me just tell you that if you want to see more legendary Pokemon, there's gonna even be more, because like we got like some sort of like time distortion area that happens with Giratina. We got Palkia, Dialga, we got Arceus out of all things. Like this game is like really insane. And there's a lot of things that you can go and do right after once this game is done. That's why I always say that this game is always like the superior type of version compared to the other Pokemon Ranger games. But, aw man, we only got ourselves with just a B rank. What the heck's going on out here with me? Well, look at the team that we actually do have. We have one for headbutting, and we have a lot of them for, oh wow, actually not only that, but if you guys do also see here on our screen, not only do we have Pokemon that are good for cutting, but we also have things that are also good for headbutting, and also able to also go and charge up on our stylus. So if you ever do need anybody to go and charge up on your stylus, always find a lesser type Pokemon, because they will always go and help you out to go and recharge up on anything of that nature. Because like whenever you get hit by like a certain Pokemon, they can go and recharge it up for you. But anyways, I think we're going over here to this way, and I think we can go and probably meet up with some other type of Pokemon. And yep, there it is. We got some sort of Pokemon that does need to do some cutting, and that's exactly what we need to go and run on into with. Just looking at the time out here, we're running into some pretty good time. We're already like 8 minutes into the video. Okay, so yeah, we have to look for a activate the target clear tutorial. No, we already know how to do it. I'm already fine with it. I already know how it all works. But basically, we just need one Pokemon out here, and Krabby is good for this. So let's go and cut it down to size. And with his help, it's all good. So very nice. So small log was cut into small little fragments, and see you later, buddy. So far, we already got a whole bunch of other Pokemon to do some cutting, so I'm all okay for that. So let's just go and keep on moving forward. So let's head up here, and oh boy, we got ourselves with a Teddiursa. Now, let's see what type of a special thing that the Teddiursa is going to be like. Oh, come on, man. There we go, we got it. Wow, this stylus is working out really well. Now, originally, here with my 3DS capture card beforehand, when I went and first purchased this, the actual touchscreen wasn't really working, and when I got my capture card finally put in, the person that was actually doing it for me actually fixed out the touchscreen for me, so I'm really happy that with the touchscreen is actually working as perfectly as it should. But I have to say, I'm going to really enjoy this series a lot, because, like, since I'm kind of like knowing a little bit more and more from doing my research, it's gonna come back to me a little bit, so it's gonna be great to go and replay out this game again. Renbow Island boost bountiful Pokemon filled with nature, step 1 honest boat, and the magnificent wireless tower on the top of that mountain. Alright, well, we're getting close to Renbow Island. But what is this? The heck is that? A plate with the explanation is attached. Words in Oblivia, ancient scripts meaning the pierce are written here. Amen. Well, I know that there's a place known as some sort of Oblivia area where I think that's where you meet up with Dialga, Palkia, and the rest of the other Gen 4 Pokemon that are legendary around out there. But here we go. So this is the one Pokemon that we do want. Oh, come on. And there we go, just like that, we got the Ursaring that we actually do need, so that was a good idea that I went and found him around out here. Ooh, almost up to level 3! Maybe we should probably go after one more other Mon just so I could get myself just an extra boost. You know what, just for that, we'll actually go and do it right here. Because I wouldn't mind getting myself all the way up to level 3. Whoop. Want to be careful. Yeah, you want to watch out for any type of crazy attacks that also happen. Now later on, we will be meeting up with our very first of many of the different type of symbols that we'll be seeing from the different legendary Pokemon that are going to be somewhat traversable. And I think we are going to be meeting up with Raikou fairly soon. Like, I want to say, like, once we're done with Renbow Island, we'll start reaching out over to a cave later on. But that should be about it. And let's go and see who could be able to join up here. So this Teddy Ursa, I think we'll just go and change out the one that we actually do have, and I don't think we really do need him. But yeah, if you also do go and see, there's different numbers that are all around with the different Pokemon that we do have. Well, Ursaring is sitting at level 2 for attack power, and he will, and I believe also too, I think later on, which I don't think we actually do have just yet, but I know that over here, I think within our time, I think this other light should be showing up around where our Stylus HP bar is. And that should be able to kind of help ourselves out with getting assisted type of moves from different Pokemon. And unfortunately, once you go and do that, I think they will leave your team afterwards. So you actually have two options. You could use them to help out with different things for like cutting things or attacking things, or you could get them, literally assisted with different stuff that's going to happen. Alright, so I think we should be almost there, shouldn't we? Oh, I do see a Meryl. What's going on here, Booker? What does the five-time champion has to say? No, I'm kidding. I don't think he's a wrestler. He's just a very old guy. Alright, but there we go. So something is happening over here, and it looks like we may probably need that boat, right? It must have been such a rush that I plumbed and forgot to tie up my boat to here. I may be a master shipbuilder, but I'm a tad rash and tend to do things like this from time to time. Oh boy, Booker. What can I go and do with you? I can't get back to the Renbow Island for now. Okay. Well, I got it. But do you have an idea, man? There it is. Yep. And that is where Ursaring is going to come into play. So we can just go and use the ship that I started build, but no need for worry face. If I ain't finished, I still built it. But it's still safer than other people's finished boats. I need a favor though, Prox. Can you go and push that boat into the ocean? And usually I would need about 5 strong backs to go and move it, but today I got all as you. So you're a Pokemon Ranger, so you can go and figure something out, right? Well, I know that I can't go and push it because I don't even have the strength to even have that. But here we go, our very first of many water type Pokemon as well. And let's go and grab out a Meryl. There we go, and Meryl has already been captured out here, so very nice. Okay, and from there we already got ourselves with a nice good one. Nice good EXP. And nice good rank A as well. And let us go and put a join out here, because we don't really do need Sunkern anymore. But I wouldn't mind having a Pokemon that's going to be used for bubble type of related stuff, because I know that may probably happen at some point soon. Because we may probably have to take out on some fire type of situations that may probably go on, and Meryl will probably be really good for that. And I don't think there's any other type of new Pokemon that's going to be out here yet, but we could go and probably check around in the bottom here. Already got some Wingles. And let's check around here on the very far side. Nothing. Alright, we'll probably have to go to the other far bottom down below. Nothing either. Okay, so all there is just only just with Wingles and whatnot. Nothing too out of the ordinary there. Alright. So let us go and use Ursaring to push this boat. And let's do it. Go do your thing, man. And with that, it gets sailed all the way down, or gets pushed all the way down to the bottom. So the wooden boat was moved by an enormous amount of power. Yes, it was. Alright, well, thank you for your time, Mercery. And that was some great help there. So that's a Pokemon Ranger for you. Now we can go and head on over to Renbow Island. And let us go and finally do that, and finally explore around with that village once and for all. And I know there's going to be quite a bit of some stuff. Now, there is going to be also, I think, like, side quest missions as well. Which I don't know if I may probably take care of that or not, but we'll see what happens. But this boat should be around here somewhere. Ah, here we go. There it is. There's Booker. Alright, so yeah, you all done with that and what you need to go and do before leaving to Renbow Island? I'm pretty certain. I think we're okay. I think we found all the Pokemon so far within our first beginning area within the Renbow Island. I don't think we're going to be able to come back here anytime soon, but I think for right now I'll say yes. So I'm all good. So, well then, our long voyage shall begin. Okay. Well, actually, it's over in a flash, but I just always been wanting to go and say that. Okay. Oh, and we can't forget about Pichu as well, because Pichu needs to go and tag along for the ride. Maybe he'll go play a little bit of some tunes for us while we start making our way back over to the, back to the other mainland. So you could go and find your friends? Which that means they aren't here anymore. No, because I think those pinchers were kind of zapping all those Pokemon and snatching them, right? So it sure seems like Pichu wants to go and look for his friends and leave leave this here at Renbow Island. Alright, well, okay, so Pichu's gonna go and come with us to Renbow Island then. Yes, it is. Looks like he's gonna be doing that for us. And with that, let's sail away! I am ready. I'm ready for the big adventure. Oh, I always have to say, any type of cutscenes that always happens, like on any type of DS thing, it always looks really cool. Like, that's why I love Pokemon Black and White so much around with that. And not only that, but we also got a really cool, awesome cutscene right here with Pokemon Ranger as well, to kind of lead us into where we're heading to go to. Yeah, I think anything, like, anywhere from, like, 2009 or, like, a little bit onwards, like, later on, while, like, Nintendo kind of, like, pushing out the limits of, like, the different, like, DS type of stuff is always cool to see. So pretty quick, wasn't it? My house is right over there. Okay, so let's go and check around out here. So welcome back, Booker. So hello there, Ralph. You're nice and dirty, full of energy as always, I see. So you're embarrassing me, but that's a weird compliment, by the way. But I do see that it looks like a save point, and I think that is also, I think, our very first charging station as well. So if you ever do see anything of like those that are around out here, I believe that could also recharge up your stylus and whatnot, or your styler that's going to be there. So I've never seen a ranger with red goggles and yellow scarf before. So the uniform does seem a little bit different. Well, there's no doubt that Prox is a ranger, though. Proof is that I saw the whirring round stuff with my own eyes. And whirl stuff around. Now, what do you mean by capture? If that is what it was, I sure wish I would have seen it. Now, each of the times that whenever we go and jump into, like, a certain mission where there's going to be, like, some sort of, like, legendary, I know that there's, like, quite a few that will probably see something like this, though, but there's, like, a thing known as, like, blue eyes, there's one that's going to be known as, like, red eyes and purple eyes. Normally, what those kind of basically mean or entail, once we kind of, like, see those type of, like, eye type of things that happen, like, within, like, a title of like, a certain mission, normally those kind of mean that we're going to be running into, like, a legendary. Because, like, Purple Eyes, you kind of may probably know that that's going to be Mewtwo. And Mewtwo is also going to be a part of this game as well, which that is going to be insane. And then, I think Blue Eyes, I think that's going to be with Lugia, which that's going to happen much later. And I think, as well, too, well, we can't forget about the other counterpart with Lugia, and that's going to be with Ho-Oh. And I'm pretty certain Ho-Oh is actually a part of this game as well. But there's all those pinchers, though. They're flying around out here. Someone needs to put a stop to that. Oh, who's this? So welcome home, boss. Who is this person with you? Oh no, could it be? This disillusion with being a ranger? This person has come to ask to be our new apprentice, then moved by those words, you decided to go and take them in. If this is the case, I'm no longer needed, but it is to go and pack your bags and hit the road, right? Boss, how could you go and do that to me? Prox doesn't do any such thing, so if you don't have anything better to go and do and dream up with some sort of lame story, then why don't you go and hurry back and get your guests some tea? Phew, well, I'm so relieved to go and hear that. So that's my apprentice shipbuilder, Nick. He's a hard worker, but he has a wild imagination. He's always worried about foolish things because of that. Because of that, work gets interrupted all the time. So by the way, Prox, what brings you over here to Oblivia? And when I met you on Renbow Island, your clothes were soaked. What in the world happened? Well, you should have probably realized we crash landed and had no idea about what was going on. So those UFOs are vehicles of Pokemon pictures and a group of us kidnapped with Pokemon? Yes, we already know about that. So that means they took the Renbow Island's Pokemon, and what an unbelievable group, and good for nothings. I think Booker has like short-term memory loss, because I think we already discussed about what happened during the last episode with it a few minutes ago. So your partner's been caught up by the bad guys and bound with a rope. So Nick, knock off with the worthless daydreaming. Sorry. Well, Prox, being separated from your partner was washing up here was probably made you a little unsure, but don't worry, none. I'm here, so I'm here, and so is energetic little Ralph. And my apprentice Nick. You're not alone. And Ukulele Pichu, Ukulele Pichu can go and soothe you while it's cheering its music. Yep. So where's Ukulele Pichu? So we got some big trouble. Oh, I think something tells me Pichu is kinda getting stormed around by some other type of Pokemon, and we may probably have to put a stop to that. Really? We're heading? Toward Teakwood Forest. Arlie went to go see what was going on, but he hasn't come back. So maybe the Pokemon pictures have got to him, though. So maybe it isn't with dealing with some sort of other type of random Pokemon. Guess it was all well and good, but maybe it ended up hitting him with the Shrinking Ray. And then, Nick, knock off with the pointless daydreaming already. Prox, I'm sorry to go and ask favors when you're all tuckered out, but can you go to the Teakwood Forest to see what's going on? Well, I believe that's where we kind of have to go and head on over towards to, is Teakwood Forest, and then I think over towards to the cave area. So new mission, protect Arlie, who went to investigate in the Teakwood Forest from the Pokemon Pinchers, sure. So new mission, let's go. Main mission, to be exact, as well. Alright, so Teakwood Forest is to the west of the Cocana village. Okay. I was worried about Arlie, so I ran right here. Now, I know that at some point, I don't think we can really go ahead into the multiplayer stone just yet, because I think we have to go and battle out with Celebi beforehand, and do something that's going to happen from there. Let's go and exit out from this way. And there's all of our team finally here, and we can also do some other side exploring. So you can also go and kind of check around to see if there's anything else that we may probably need to go and probably pick up from here, but it seems like we're all okay. We have a little bit of some other type of exploration. Oh, so we already went and checked around through there already. Yeah, that was Booker's house. Let's just check around through the other side here. So it looks like we can actually go and actually kind of walk around through this area. And hey, look at that! There's a Pachirisu. New encounter for me. And can I go and do it? Whoa, almost. There we go, got it. Perfect. Now, I don't know if that was a B rank or not, but we'll have to see. No, that was another A rank. And we got ourselves another one of those rechargeable Pokemon. So, very cool. So, then we got ourselves with 2 of those. So, I'll probably do some searching around over there on my own time, and I'll try to figure out if there's any more other Pokemon to go and add to the party. But for right now, I think I'm just going to go and end off this episode out here for today, since we are kind of running a little bit low on time. But thank you guys so much for watching. In the next one, we'll start heading on over to Teakwood Forest, and then also as well, try to head on into that cave area to spot out with Raikou, and learn about what our first type of symbol is going to be, because I don't know if we're going to be able to go and do that just yet. But I'll see you guys then, and of course, peace.